Welcome back to the Gun Dungeon. We're finally getting to a video that I've been planning on doing for a little while. And it is the review of this CVA Scout. Now, I've had it for a good minute now, and I've shot it quite a bit. I've taken a liking to it, and I've left this scope on here just for this video, just for you guys. That's how much I care about you all, because I fully intend to take this off and put a Leupold 1.5 to 4 power optic on it, just because this is a little bit too much optic for what I plan to do with this rifle. Now, this is a 16-inch barrel, single shot, 300 Blackout, break action rifle. And this is a 3x9 Konus Pro 3x9x40. Or 3 to 9 by 40 optic. Now, this is the combo of that you get with this rifle whenever you buy the already scoped version. And I wasn't looking for the combo when I got this gun. Actually, my wife got this for me for Christmas. I'd been looking for this rifle for a while. It was out of stock forever. She finally found it. It was the combo. That was all it was offered at the time. And she got this rifle for me. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this scope, but the review's mainly going to be on the rifle. But this is a Konus Pro that comes on the optic 3x9. As I said, I have kind of dialed this thing in a little bit with this 125 grain TNT load, which is the cheapest 30 cal bullet that I can find that I load in 300 Blackout quite often. And as far as the glass goes, let me just go ahead and take my glasses off and give you a little bit better opinion as I'm looking through it. The glass isn't bad. Like, I don't know much about this optic brand at all. I'm not going to pretend like I do, but the glass isn't bad at all. The eye relief is a little bit unforgiving, like especially on 9 power. Like, it's like right there it goes out, and then it's full view there, and right there it starts to go out around the edges. So take that for what you will. The eye relief isn't super forgiving, just based on my experience with other optics. As far as the quality, it's super clear, very super clear. The reticle is a fine reticle, and I like that in optics. So, I mean, it's just a standard crosshair, nothing special about the reticle that comes on this. When I did adjust it, I know the clicks were very positive. I can go ahead and give you a whirl here real quick, just show you. I know some of you optic freaks really dig the click and not click. You can tell you can adjust it with your fingers. You don't have to have any tools or anything. So we're gonna go 3 to the right, 3 to the left. Very tactile, good clicks. I mean, it's, as far as I can tell, it's a good optic. I'm not a big optic snob. I don't know. That's not why you're here. You're not here for the optic. You're here for the gun. So, as I was saying, 16-inch 300 Blackout, but in a break action rifle like this, a 16-inch barrel seems a whole lot shorter because you don't have an action. And this thing, the overall length, like, I posted a picture of me holding this after Christmas when she got it for me. I posted it on my YouTube or my Facebook page, which is now in review now because they're a bunch of communist pricks. But anyways, and somebody said, "Are you a giant?" Because it looked like I was huge holding this 16-inch legal length rifle, because everything looks so small because you don't have an action here. You're all barrel. Like, this is the action right here, right where the hammer is. That's it. That's all you got. So your added length to an overall length with an action is not there. It's all barrel, hammer, firing pin, and then that's it. And that was one of the things that I loved about this sucker. And of course you can tell, fluted barrel, stainless, threaded, whole 9 yards. As far as a suppressor host, this thing would be creme de la creme for a 30 cal suppressor with subsonic loads. I may or may not do that, who knows? That's not what we're gonna do in this video. But anyways, you got your full Picatinny rail here on the top. Of course, no sights, no iron sights to speak of. I did add this goofy little, basically I added it for the shell holder, but if I'm gonna be real with you, I don't know what brand this is. I'm just gonna show you. It's kind of junk. If you had bigger cartridges, it'd probably do well, but they drop out of this one all the time. It's just kind of junk cartridges, or junk material here. Not very tight holding these. Like I said, if it was something bigger diameter, it'd probably work well, but I'll probably go to something leather or something like that. But I think for a single shot rifle, it's good to have some way to carry rounds on the gun. So that's why I bought this and stuck it on there. Did stick a sling on here. because my intent is to use this as kind of just a very short, very handy hunting rifle, because I've found in my experiences, especially with my daughter hunting, that 300 Blackout is a very super capable round out to 100 yards. And really where I live, 100-yard shot, you don't get a lot of them, honestly. If you're shooting 200-300 yards around here, you're shooting ridge top to ridge top, or you're in somebody's hayfield, because that's about the only time you're gonna get super long shots around here. But as I was saying, this thing is actually very, very good quality. I am super surprised of how quality this rifle actually is. Watch me slap this leather here, boys, because I'm fixing to show you something. If I can find a dollar bill here. Now, a lot of the older single shot rifles, like say your H&Rs and all that type of stuff, they typically had the forearm mounted all the way out to the barrel. But check this out. This one is actually free floated all the way back to here. Now right in here is where your locking lug is for this takedown feature. So this whole forearm all the way out to here is actually free floated. So that gives you the option of shooting off of, you know, bags or whatever, resting your forearm on there, not getting different variations in your point of impact, point of aim. You can put a sling swivel or a bipod on the front sling swivel mount, the stud there, and you're not going to be affected by the amount of pressure that you put on that. So it's a free floated takedown lever or takedown model single shot rifle, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And the coolest part to me is this overall length. This thing is just insanely short, insanely handy. It just feels really, really good. A lot of these type of rifles, you'll find that the trigger guard is some sort of a plastic. This is definitely some sort of an alloy. You can tell it's definitely a metal. It's definitely a MIM, mold injected metal part, but it is metal, so you do have that. Let's pull this spent case out of here. Now, as you saw there, I'll load a live one here and show you real quick. It is an extractor, it is not an injector. So you will have to pluck the brass out. Once it comes out, it'll pull it out a little bit for you, but that's about it. Now, one of the really, really good selling points of this rifle to me is this trigger. This trigger is absolutely phenomenal. I hope you can see it. That is super light, no take up, none whatsoever, very little over travel. A very, very good trigger for a rifle that is not a lot of dollars, guys. Not a lot of dollars for this rifle. Even with the combo package, it wasn't a lot of dollars, and it does a lot of things. I really, really like it. Y'all be sure to go over and check out Vetter Holsters. They're a big sponsor of the channel, help me out quite a bit, so y'all get over there and help them out as well. Here's one of their outside the waistband models. Awesome design. They have about any design you can think of. They're also one of the few companies that I've seen making holsters like this with the claw attachment inside the waistband model that fits the Glock 29 and the 10mm versions of the XDMs. So if you have a gun, they probably make a holster for it. Check out Vetter Holsters. And while we're at it, I gotta mention Target Sports. They just became a sponsor of the channel. If you shoot very much throughout the year, their Ammo Plus membership is well worth it. It'll pay for itself in the year's time if you shoot very much at all. So be sure to go check out Target Sports. Their link is below. So as I said, this is a takedown model. You can see the lever here to take it down. Very simple to deal with. Let me get this sling out of the way here. You just pull this down. That comes off. Of course, I got a sling attached, so it can't go very far. Break your action down, and it's that simple. Now look at this overall length. That's nothing, guys. You can throw that in a backpack and walk around with that all day. That is, it's super, super simple. So as I was saying, I was toting on the overall length, this short little barrel, how handy it is. Now, CVA's website has this thing listed as like 5.6, 5.7, somewhere in there, under 6 pounds for the whole rifle. And honestly, I believe it. It's with the scope on there, it's going to add a little bit of weight, and that's one of the reasons that I'm going to go to the Leupold optic. I don't know what the actual weight is. I've never measured it, but I know Midway USA has that Leupold 1.5 to 4 Freedom low power variable optic. I can't say that very quickly, but they had that listed as like a 9 point something ounces, super light. And I totally intend to put that on here because I think that would suit this rifle very well. But like I said, for today's video, I wanted to leave this on here and show that to you because this is what comes in the combo package. So what we're going to do now is I have several different loads loaded up here. First off, we'll shoot some of these 125 grain Spear TNT loads. These are moving along pretty good. They're little gun loads, if I'm remembering correctly. And we're going to be shooting some of these Barnes TAC TX loads. This is a max charge of little gun, if I believe. This is a SST load, little gun as well. I think all these are little guns, so I'm just going to stop saying that. And then we have a full metal jacket load here. This is a 150 grain load. Some of these berries, these are meant for 30-30, but they're 150 grain bullets. We're going to shoot some of those, see what we can get out of that. The velocity should be right under what the max is for that plating. And then look at these Wildcats. Look at that. That's a 208 grain ELD EM match, but it's loaded supersonic. So this is also the only round, because the leads on this rifling is pretty deep. This is the only one that I could actually get to the rifling of this rifle. And then I backed it off 5 thousandths off of the rifling. So that's why this bullet is so long. Just take a look at that compared to this SST. That's a big difference. But like I said, this one is actually just 5 thousandths off the rifling. You cannot get a 125 grain, not even 150 grain bullet close to the rifling lands on this rifle. So it is what it is. But I have 3 targets set up there. We're going to shoot, I think I'm dialed in for these. I'm not going to swear to it, but we're going to shoot a couple different groups using these different loads and just see how this little thing does. Now, I am only set up at 50 yards. I'm set up at 50 yards because I didn't want to lay on the ground over there. It's wet, and I'm just going to shoot 50-yard groups. It is what it is. Multiply it by 2, and you got your 100-yard group. It is what it is. Let's do that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and throw a couple of these 125 TNTs in here. I know I'm shooting paper right now, but you know, all this steel you see me shoot all the time, that is shootsteel.com still. And they actually just became a sponsor of the channel. So go down below, click on that link, go get you some good steel. It's actually the reason I had it before they even become a sponsor, is because it's some of the cheapest steel targets that I could find. And I've been shooting them for years with no problem. So link down below, go check out shootsteel.com. All right, guys, here we go. Let's go for the far left dot. She's a little left, looks like. I'm gonna shoot this group and then I'll adjust. It's gonna take a while, guys. This is gonna be a long video, so settle in. Oh, I wish I could tell measurements from here. Be a whole lot easier to adjust this scope. Too bad I'm not some gun genius. It's like a little vertical stringing, but I'm 100% sure that's me. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's move this sucker to the right. I don't know what you say that is. And we'll call it, in case my wife is watching, I'm gonna call it 5 inches. But it's probably more like 2.5. But we'll adjust for that to the right. Let's go. I'll shoot that next dot to the right. That way it gives me a little bit of meat on the target to the left in case I didn't get adjusted too much. All right, what do you think we ought to do next? Let's do this 110 grain Barnes Tac TX. This baby should be scooting. I think I've done a short on this, or maybe I've done a whole video on it. I don't know. If y'all have been watching my channel, you'll know. You'll be able to tell me. All right, here we go. Looks like I moved my right a decent amount. May need to move it more. May do that after this group. Not gonna move point of impact in the middle of the group. Oh, this shooting table sucks. I think those are hitting a little bit lower. It's that 110 grain. Overall, the group looks about the same. Not really super happy with that, honestly. May have to do some little load development with that, because I'll just be honest with you, I fully intend to use that bullet for my hunting load for this. It's up between that and the new Hornady CX. And you've probably already seen the video I did comparing the two if you've been watching my channel, and if you haven't, then shame on you. But both of them actually did really, really well. All right, this is 125 grain SST. I adjusted to the right a couple clicks. Let's go for the bottom dot on the middle target. Looks like that one was right in there. It's gonna be a shame taking this scope off this thing with it being sighted in that well for this load. But I'm gonna do a video on it too. Because I have, when I take this optic off and put on the Leupold, I've got like 4 different rifles and optics I'm gonna be changing, and I'm gonna do a video on why I'm changing them to what I'm changing them to. Wow. Wow. That was way off. And that was not a bad see that damn thing. Lost a bullet out of my little shell holder. I've lost all kinds. I've only got 3 left. This thing's junk. But it does not like that SST load. Based on those 2 shots. Let's see how this third one does. I don't think it likes those bullets. That's a shame too, because those damn things are cheap. Okay, moving on. Full metal jackets. 150 grains. Full metal jackets. Let's go for that top dot on that middle target. All right. These next 2 loads after this one are the ones I'm really curious to see how they do. That Barry's bullet, and then that 208 grain ELD. This scope set's a little bit forward for me. This is factory mounting, by the way. You know, the beauty of a rifle like this is you can sit and do this all day long. and your shoulder's not gonna hurt, your fingers ain't gonna hurt, your hands ain't gonna hurt. You can do this all day long with a rifle like this. That's one of the beauties of intermediate cartridges, I think. Not bad, not as good as the first ones. Surprisingly, it looks like the cheapest bullet I could find so far has made the best group. Either the cheapest or the most expensive so far, one of the two. Either the TAC TX or the TNT. All right, we're gonna go, I'm curious about this one. This is this 150 grain 30-30 bullet that's a Barry's bullet. Plated. Let's see how it does. If the trend is continuing, it's just gonna get worse and worse, guys. Settle in. We're gonna go for the bottom dot on the right target. Either the bullet is in the black or I missed the whole damn thing. I can't tell. I'm hoping the bullet's in the black. We'll know after this one, maybe. Unless it does really good, some anomaly. Yeah, that's about what I expected from these bladed bullets. Let's see how number 3 does. It don't like those either. Boy, I am really missing the mark on this reloading game here. That's part of the fun, guys. That's part of the fun. Anyways, now these are some expensive bullets. And I'm curious to see what the point of impact is with these, because the highest we have shot so far is 150 grain. These are 208 grainers, and they're supersonic. So, all right, top dot, right target. Man, I do not like that optic being so far forward. I don't know if it's in the black or if I just missed the whole damn thing. You know, best case scenario is I don't know till I'm done shooting all 3 because they're all 3 in the black. I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see. All right, let's go through this here. This was the first load. I'll deal with that. I can take that. I can take that all day long. Both of these, very well. But remember, I've made an adjustment here. So the point of impact is not a factory. I made an adjustment between this group and this group. Both those are all right. I can take that. This one's a little bit better. Now let's go to our middle group here. You got to remember too, this one was setting like this when it was shot. So anyways, go to our second group here. It didn't like either one of these loads too well. That's a not great group. That one's kind of all right, but not super great. You gotta remember it's 50 yards. So if you go to 100 yards and multiply all these groups by 2, they're not super great. Now, is that saying this rifle is not capable? Absolutely not. Because what I found is this thing actually shoots really, really well with some of the stuff I've been playing with off camera before I started this. And now this target's kind of pathetic, but y'all know I don't edit out my stuff. I don't play the whole editing magic game. And here it is. The first shot that I thought was in the black with those plated bullets, those Barry's plated bullets, was off target. So I don't know if it was off target this way, this way, this way. Hopefully not this way, but only 2 holes. We only have 2 holes here, and we have none for this. I'm going to assume that these 208 grainers probably, since the target was setting like this, pretty cockeyed, I'm going to assume that we hit really low. Because like I said, that was a heavy bullet, and I have no idea where that thing was hitting up there. I was just hoping to maybe be on paper, but I wasn't. But if y'all are interested in actually watching a video where I work up a load and do an accuracy load with this rifle, I will gladly do it. Just let me know. This was more or less just playing around, kind of shooting. I like to shoot, so when I make videos, I find excuses to shoot a lot. And this barrel is pretty hot at this point. Yeah, it's pretty hot. But it is what it is. Little Gun actually is one of those powders that, if you read very much on it, it produces a lot of barrel heat for some reason. Not sure why. It's never really been a factor for me, but maybe shooting groups, maybe it is. I don't know. But anyways, that's what I got for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit my sponsors down in the link. I have so many sponsors that are doing the affiliate thing now. If you're looking for something, I'm sure I have a sponsor down below that has it. And if you want to support the channel, go down through them and find the proper affiliate sponsor that has what you're looking for. If you want to help the channel, that's a quick way to do it. And until next time, guys, stay tuned.